Everybody, it's Kyle. I am coming to you using the new setup of my Blue Nessie microphone and the tablet. It seems to be working pretty well, so I'm liking it. All right, well, let's get right into this. A little late this week, just been really busy. I appreciate you guys sticking with me and sticking it out on this deal. What is bugging me? Well, it's interesting. Today's What's Bugging Me is going to be, or this week's What's Bugging Me is going to be a little different. I don't know how many of you guys are, if you've ever gone down the rabbit hole on YouTube with something. I've done it for a few things. I've done it for Karen videos, Karen and Darren videos. I did it also with, there are these vigilante groups around the United States, and it's usually made up of fathers in local areas or whatever, and local fathers in certain areas. And what they do is they go online and create profiles and stuff on Tinder and stuff and other dating apps, and they lure pedophiles to come meet them somewhere. Yeah, so I watched I watched hundreds of those videos too, far too many. Doesn't give you good faith in humanity. I wouldn't recommend Karen videos, Darren videos, or those pedophile videos. And then I've watched a few other ones about amusement parks and some other things I've gotten kind of hooked on watching on YouTube. And, it's real easy to go down the rabbit hole, so be careful. But what I want to talk about is a rabbit hole that I've gone down recently, and that is face transplants. Not sure if you guys knew that was even possible. I think the first one was less than a decade ago in France, if I remember correctly. But people who are in situations where they're either born without a full face or some sort of disease or something. But primarily what I have been watching, and what seems to be a current swell in these face transplants, is due to people trying to take their own lives. And it's pretty sad, the different news pieces that I've watched on this. Long story short, somebody just gets really lets their depression get the best of them and attempts to take their own life by shotgun or pistol or whatever, putting it under their chin or in their mouth or whatever, and pulling the trigger. And basically what happens is these people survive this somehow. Whether someone came and saw them and got them to, emergency services or whatever, they're able to survive. However, their faces are destroyed. It's pretty rough. I mean, they don't really show any crime scene, thank goodness, any crime scene photos or anything like that, but they do show kind of what these folks have been living with after they attempt this. And it's sad, man. I mean, it's really sad. It's sad that we don't have an open discussion about depression and stuff, especially with teenagers, and about alternative ways to handle things, because there's a few of these for sure that are young ladies who have been broken up with or something like that, and then they attempt to take their own life. It's crazy. I didn't mean to say crazy, but it's sad. It's a pretty big bummer. However, they are now able to transplant faces onto people, and it's pretty amazing. Usually what ends up happening, a lot of people were like, well, won't they look like someone else? And blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to look exactly like you did. And it's still, this process is still in its infancy, so it's not perfect just yet. But it is pretty miraculous what they're able to do. They are at least able to give people a face where they may not get quite as many stares and comments and stuff like that they're probably out there getting. They tend to look a little bit like the person who attempted to take their own life mixed with the person who is deceased, who gave their body to science or whatever, donated their body to science, and thus they got the face from. So it's usually a combination of the two. It's pretty insane. But yeah, I was watching that and I was thinking to myself, well, shit, all these kids who are doing this, or these people who are trying to take their own lives or whatever, and then they ultimately end up getting face transplants, like, who's footing the bill on this stuff, right? Because that shit's got to be crazy expensive, But then I stopped myself and I said to myself, who fucking cares? Shouldn't people be able to be given another chance? Shouldn't we have some empathy for people who are in situations like that where they attempt to take their own lives? Whatever happened to us having sympathy and empathy for others? And it's all but gone. And it's a huge problem within our society right now, and it's really sad. To me, universal healthcare is just something that just should be. Like I've said it before, someone once put it to me this way: if you're born in the United States of America, you have the right to a free education all the way up to the 12th grade, right? Yeah. Okay, well, don't you have to be healthy to go to school? Shit, good point. So, yeah, we should all have health care. It is, to me, a basic human right. I just don't understand why we don't have it yet. And I think it's just because of capitalism and consumerism, doctors have to charge a lot for services, and hospitals and all. They have to charge a lot of money because they have to pay for malpractice insurance too, because we're a sue happy country, because we don't have empathy for anyone else. We don't respect we don't respect anyone anymore. I'm not saying that it should be what the doctor says goes. I mean, you can get second opinions and stuff like that, but medicine itself is still kind of in its infancy. It's only, legitimate modern medicine is only a little over 100 years old. So it's guesstimation a lot of times on, based upon history and based upon science and based upon experience. There's a little bit of guesstimation that goes into practicing medicine. So I just think it's really unfortunate. There's so many things that go into this that have really just destroyed our empathy and our sympathy in this country. We really don't give a fucking shit about anyone else, within reason. It's myself and mine, like what I'm being told is I should care about myself and my family directly. And that's pretty much it, Well, fuck that. I care about all of you. I care about everybody, whether you're in the United States or whether you're in some of our awesome listeners in Ireland, and we've had some in Malaysia and some other countries. I care about everybody on this planet, and I care about this planet too, and to me it shouldn't. I'm almost ashamed of myself a little bit that the thought came into my mind, well, who's fucking paying for this, right? Because so I'm thinking, oh, somehow I'm getting screwed. No, man. When you put a shotgun in your mouth and you pull the trigger and blow off a lot of your face and you don't have a normal face anymore, you've screwed yourself, but you're screwed. That's who's really screwed. Shouldn't we try to do what we can to help others? Realistically, we should have been able to help that person before that. But afterwards, should they just live a sad, miserable life in isolation until they die? Should they be made to be tortured and suffer for the rest of their lives because of what they tried to do? Nope, not in my opinion. So, I don't know. I was thinking about that, and it just really bugs me. It really bugs me that our first inclination is to be like, well, what about me? And don't try and rip me off because they fucked up, and it just, it's such a shitty way to be, everybody. I just wish we weren't that way, man. It really makes me sad, and it really bums me out, and it really bugs me. So that's why I wanted to talk about it today. But that's about it on that. I'm not going to get into any politics, although it does kind of all tie to that, you know. And I wouldn't say Republicans or Democrats or anything. I would say all politics are asinine and ridiculous, man. We've gotten away from really having people in office who care about other people, you know. And I think the only way to really change that is term limits and a few other odds and ends here and there. True penalties for people that are being bought and sold in positions of power. Instead, we have this bastardized, shitty situation that's going on where we try and find loopholes to fuck each other over or to get what we need and want because we only want power and money. That's all we give a shit about anymore. Well, fuck that. That's not what I give a shit about. I mean, I got to have money to survive. I got to have money to live, raise my family, and do the best I can. But fuck the rest of that, man. I don't care about it. How many millions and billions and trillions do you need? It's ridiculous. Anyway, so that's what's bugging me, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and take a break real quick. When I come back, I'll talk about a few things that I'm into, and we'll take it from there. First, I'm going to throw it real quick over to someone. He's going to tell you a little bit about voting and what you need to do to make sure you're registered and set up to properly vote this year. It's a pretty big election year. So, hey, Kyle. All right, and I'm back, everybody. All right, well, what am I into right now? Ooh, quite a bit. Still listening like crazy to that damn Public Enemy album. It's really good. I think it's what you gonna do when the grid goes down. I think it's the name of the album. I don't know, but it's about the grid, and they got a bunch of different tunes on there. But there is that. That's one of the songs for sure. What you gonna do when the grid goes down? And it's kind of cool. That song is with George Clinton from Parliament Funkadelic, and with the ever famous and popular pothead rap group Cypress Hill. So it's good, man. It's a great tune. And it's asked a lot of great questions. You know, what are you going to do when the grid goes down? I mean, it's anyway, I saw a music video for it today. It's pretty cool. They made it kind of like Scooby-Doo-ish. It's pretty awesome. If you get a chance, check it out on YouTube. I'll put a link in the notes. But that album is fantastic. I've been listening to that a lot. And, you know, other than that, I have been listening I love Star Wars music, so I have listened a few times to the Squadrons soundtrack. They created a whole orchestral soundtrack to the Squadrons video game, the flight simulation, battle simulation, space battle simulation game in the Star Wars universe. And so I've been listening to that soundtrack a few times, and I really dig it. Check it out if you get a chance. This lady's going to be looking at me pretty weird when she gets in her car. I guess I'll just have to deal with it. So I might pause real quick. All right, so we're back. But yeah, the Squadrons soundtrack, the score is amazing. Check that out if you like Star Wars music, that type of thing. What else have I been listening to? You know, not a lot. I mean, kind of just the basics that I've been talking about. Some Anderson .Paak again. He's got a new record coming out pretty soon, and got some tracks that he's done with some other people that are pretty great. Check that out if you get a chance as well. He's awesome, man. I love him. Let's see, what have we been watching? Well, we've started on the final season of Schitt's Creek. It's great. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I was kind of worried that this season might be kind of a throwaway season, you know, like they're getting ready to jump the shark or whatever. But these episodes have been fantastic and very touching. Just awesome episodes. So that show, man, that show's just amazing. I can't say enough good things about it. In addition to that, you know, I haven't really been watching a lot new stuff out there. I'm almost done with the series on Hulu called Monsterland. I really like that. And there's also like a small horror bites or something. It's like super short horror films on Hulu as well. They're like, you know, anywhere from 2 minutes to 6 minutes long. Those are pretty fun too if you haven't watched any of those yet. I haven't watched any of the Blumhouse films that they've been releasing on Amazon Prime, but I need to. And then, of course, The Mandalorian comes up at the end of this month, so I'm really looking forward to that, season 2 of that. But, I mean, that's about it for watching. Not much else out there that I'm really all that stoked about at the moment. So I've covered listening, covered watching, reading. I have been reading some serious comics. I'm all caught up on Gideon Falls, which is a Jeff Lemire comic. Really bizarre story premise. I really can't even totally get into it other than to say, if you like kind of a demonic character mixed with time travel and alternate dimensions and realities, this might be the book for you. I love it, man. It took me a while to get up to where I'm at, and I am current with it right now. I mean, it's mid-October of 2020. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep up with it more regularly now. I really dig it. I also read the second issue of Rise of Ultraman. That's a new Marvel version of Ultraman where it's kind of talking about, you know, I mean, they're going back to the old Ultraman from the 60s or whatever, and they're referring to that, but this is about a newer version of Ultraman and how it relates to that older deal. And it's pretty interesting. I didn't know Ultraman was all that deep, but it is kind of deep and kind of different. I like it. I like it a lot. And I picked up the first issue of the standalone series for Rorschach. He is the kind of evil superhero from Watchmen that wears the mask that changes shape. It's like Rorschach tests the ink blots on his face. Yeah, it's really dark and dreary. I mean, just like I figured it would be, but it's another thing to read it entirely. I need to pick up Roadside Picnic again and get that book finished off because it's really good and I need to read it. So, but that's it, guys. Not much else going on right now. Just, living life, working, hoping this virus deal can settle down a little bit soon. I don't think it will. I think we're probably looking at mid 2021 before things have chilled out considerably. I hope so. I hope it's sooner than that, but I'll be surprised. I mean, the kids are doing a hybrid model of school. They go a couple days a week, and then they're doing school from home the other 3 days of the week. We're getting by. We're getting it done, but it would be nice if they could go to school for their sake. I mean, starting high school and starting junior high is a big deal. It would be nice for their sake if they could get back to school, but I'm not going to be like these knucklehead parents out there that are like, get our kids back in school. Yeah. How's it working out? I don't even know how the hybrid model is going to work out to be exact on that deal, because from what I'm seeing, all the numbers are rising really quickly. So be aware of that, man. When you're out there being lunatics and demanding now that your kids go to school, yeah, there's a reason that it's not just wide open and fucking free for all, everybody. Also, I think we had the first person who had COVID, got through it, and then caught it again and died the second time. I think we just had that happen. If I remember, I saw a news article on that. So someone has had it, gotten through it, survived it, got it again, and died now. So that can happen, man. Remember that. Think about that. Because we don't know enough about this yet to just be fucking running around willy-nilly doing whatever we want. I'm bummed out, man. I don't want movie theaters to close down. I don't want some of these small restaurants and places to close down around me. But I also don't want piles of bodies laying around, because we weren't patient enough. Anyway, I kind of got off on a tangent there. Sorry. I'm just fucking tired of hearing about it. I cannot wait for this election to be over. And I also cannot wait for the time to run out to file your claim for being molested in the Boy Scouts. I'm really fucking sick and tired of seeing that commercial. It is on all the time. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm ready for November I'm ready for this year to be over with, but I'm ready for November to get here and then turn around and be gone. Because we all need a little bit of good news and a little bit of happiness to end this year out. I know I do. That's it, guys. When I was talking earlier about the face transplants and all that stuff, if you know someone or if you yourself have had suicidal thoughts, and considered that, please reach out to somebody and get some help. Guys, it's going to get better. I know it will. So just talk to somebody. Talk to somebody about it. Tell them, And if you have a friend or a family member or, someone that you feel like maybe they've had those feelings or thoughts, reach out to them. You don't have to be blunt about it, but you can try and pick their brain. People want to talk about it. I mean, I know I did when I was going through real tough times. People want to discuss it. They want to get through it. The human condition involves our desire to survive. And that includes suicide and depression. So if you start to talk to someone about it and interact with them about it, I got a feeling they will reach out and discuss it with you. So hang in there. I'm going to put the links again for, the 1-800 number, and then you can actually go online and chat for free as suicide prevention hotlines. Please take advantage of that, and please get some help if you need it for yourself or for friends or family. It's going to be a rough winter, I got a feeling. So hang in there, be strong. Reach out to me if you need to. You can get a hold of me here. You can get a hold of me on the Dad Snark Facebook page or at the Dad Snark on Twitter. Send me a message, whatever, man. I'll do what I can to try and get to you and get you to the right people and get you some help. Or if you just want to shoot the shit and talk, I'm open a little bit here and there, but, I'm more than willing to. But for now, we'll go ahead and cut this off. This is the end of this episode. I appreciate you guys listening and being a part of this. Please continue to listen and be involved. And if you'd like to be on an episode or you want to discuss some things specifically, reach out to me, let me know, and we'll take it from there. But until next time, I do need one thing from you guys. I need all of you to get together and do me a favor, and that is get off my lawn.